Hello YouTubers, this is the Noobifier, and this is the 10th of December 2017. It's a pretty special day. If you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that today marks my 2-year anniversary of making content. 2 years ago today, I started with 4 subscribers and a goal of 200 by Christmas. If I didn't make it, I'd stop. This time last year, I reviewed the year. Every developmental leap that CIG made by walking you through the videos and topics that I published. For nostalgia, I have that video linked up for you right now, or just for curiosity. I'd invite you to watch it. It seems only appropriate to do the same thing this year, so let's begin on the 10th of December, 2016. The job series has been really successful, and the community interaction was great. The video, Jobs, Salvage and Reclamation, was the third in the series to break down all the game mechanics that have been released from official sources. The Reclaimer is due to be launched very soon, and I will continue to update once we have a clear idea on the tasks associated with picking up the pieces. Next, the Aegis Hoplite. The Hoplite was brand new, and the comparison between it and the other 3 variants tried to help pilots decide which was right for them. I got a question from one of my subs having to do with some confusion over look ahead and target focus. The short video on reticle focus was released on the 19th and became the driving force for me to update all my previous pilot school videos. That series is now complete and it's ready for 3.0. 2.6 was a very big patch that included massive speed nerfs and the removal of cruise mode. We were told that these steps were made to make space combat closer and more personal. The changes really shook up the competitive scene, and even though I'm pretty used to them right now, I sometimes really miss how the old patches felt. The patch added Afterburner as a separate key to offset the loss of cruise mode. The auto landing system was improved and we finally got Star Marine. The arrival of 2.6 was one of the longest Evocati builds to date. The camera system was updated and we got 4 flyable ships: the Drake Herald, the Caterpillar, the Origin 85X, and the Vanguard Hoplite. We also saw the release of 4 special editions: the Valiant, the Wildfire, the Comet, and the Renegade. We got the first iteration of Spectrum, which marked the start of the end of the old forms. The first of the updated flight school videos on the HUD, MFDs, and visor was published on the 27th of December. 2 days later, on the 29th, we got more information and confirmation about the brand new Cutlass version 2.0. This was a very badly needed overhaul, and it had the potential to make this ship finally right. I made a video explaining the issues associated with its development and a little bit of a history lesson. January 2nd, Part 4 of the Job series covered the profession of the professional racer, a rundown of the ships, the tracks, and the future. With the release of the 85X, some citizens noticed that the tiny double-size 1 turret could be cross-loaded onto a size 3 mount. On the 6th of January, I decided to flesh out that idea and have some fun. I needed to buy 4 85Xs and rent 4 Avengers, ending up with 8 distortion cannons on 1 Aegis Saber. Distortion doesn't do any damage, however the test was a ton of fun. On the 10th of January, I released Part 5 of the Job series, The Medic. The video was very well received, and the community interaction was awesome. On the 14th of January, 2.6 had changed the weapon stats, and the Revenant ballistic cannon was becoming very common. I pushed a new meta for the Hornet variants that worked very well for me in Arena Commander. 18 January, Part 6 of the Job series was on recovery and repair. This has become a core staple series that the channel's been known for. I read a stretch goal for wider global servers. The video suggested the need to host servers in Europe, Asia, and the United States. Ironically, the day immediately after the video, CIG offered servers in the UK, Australia, and the USA. It was a total coincidence, but it was still very funny. I did an updated video on the game mechanics associated with permadeath. It followed the announcement that they would be adding stamina mechanics, breathable air, and the idea of starvation. There was nothing specifically wrong with them, but on the 20th of January, I pushed a video asking why 4 old ships were resold with LTI. The aesthetic reskin, and a poor loadout. In the future, I would hope that more consideration would be put into making the special editions actually effective out of the box. This was a fun video. Managing expectations on the 6th of February was such an important video and a huge undertaking. We sometimes forget what it's like to get into Star Citizen from the perspective of a new citizen. I bought a starter ship, armed with all of my knowledge, and explored if it's still possible to buy only a starter and have fun. Part 7 of Jobs, the Explorer. This needed to be done right because it's one of the most popular jobs in the game. A full rundown of scanning mechanics, jump points, science, and the ships that are involved. The next day, 2.6.1 was released with a few additions. New camera persistence, the Super Hornet got a visual pass, the Caterpillar got some fantastic damage states, and unfortunately, this patch was the one where the weapon spread and effectiveness got a massive nerf. Weapons were now more likely to miss at greater distances. This was very likely done to force pilots even closer and closer. I feel it was, and I still think it is, the wrong direction. Skill reward must be a factor in Star Citizen. 21 Feb, Part 8 of the job series on mining. This video launched with the updated information on the Prospector and some more information on the game mechanics. This video is currently my second most viewed video. I took a more active and more regular role as part of Redacted, sometimes substituting for Twerk17 as part of the weekly panel. This continued for the rest of the year, and I always love the opportunity to stream live when I can. 24 Feb, the Anvil Hurricane was launched to concept, a very scary and confusing ship. All guns, no protection. It came with a way forward on how turrets and hardpoints would be implemented. This was the first time in 1 year that there were major implications. Flashfire mounts, twin link mounts, and a full set of modular missile racks. The 1st of March. With the Prowler and Hoplite being added to the fleet, I decided to do a video showcasing dropships and gunships to help people decide which is right for them. 3 March, new patch notes for 2.6.2. Serialized variable and mega map was added to Star Marine. This was when the 3.0 wishlist was published with no estimate on when. We found out cargo was going to be added, and this was the first time that it was confirmed that 3.0 would actually include planetary landing. 12 March, Job Series Part 9 was fuel, and the giant Starfarer was flight ready. I see this occupation as being one of the more critical jobs for the economy. Fuel is going to be a big consideration. 14 March, Tony Z got an opportunity to flesh out questions from their community for 3.0, and I summed it up in 1 minute and 35 seconds. The community sometimes gets frustrated, and that's totally natural. People expected to see progress a very long time ago, and where some saw failure and delay, I saw progress. ATV had some back-to-back segments demonstrating the room atmospherics, the prefabricated tooling, and other key groundbreaking mechanics. The video, I'm Not Worried Anymore, on the 16th of March, was an attempt to explain and reassure the community. I got some trolls and haters, but the majority simply said thank you for the perspective. 25 March, Part 10 of the job series was Cargo. I had such a fun time making this video, and I'm very excited to see the hull series in engine. We now have very basic cargo missions in the PTU 3.0. 28 March, Turbulent was making progress with Spectrum, and they launched a 1-hour town hall, which I crushed into a 3-minute video. The reaction was positive, and I decided to make this the standard no bullshit format for all future videos. Track IR was restored after 1 year, and it was time to tell people about it. The 5-minute video on the 8th of April spoke about what it was, how to set it up, and what it could offer the pilot. That video was followed by 2 others on how to set curves for gimbal loadouts, and another how to set curves for fixed loadouts. I'd worked with Paul from HCS Voice Packs to do demos for their various voices, and because I had a studio, he sent me a script, and I recorded the Phoenix voice pack for Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous. The Phoenix demo was launched on the 15th of April, and it was my first collaboration with my wife, as she did all the trigger voices for the demo. I'm currently rereading the entire script, plus it's getting a huge update for both Elite Dangerous and some new features for Star Citizen. 21 April, the Banu Defender was released to concept. There were some videos covering the information of this very strange ship. I'm very curious to see what the field of view is going to be like. I did a huge update on picking the right controller for Star Citizen on my birthday, the 2nd of May. This video did very well and generated a ton of valuable information on what people use to fly their ships. The 9th of May, I released a video discussing the differences between PU and Arena Commander balance, specifically questioning what's happened to the Vanguard. That ship's supposed to be feared, and it seems like it was being nerfed equal to a Hornet for Arena Commander. This video discussed why I feel that's not right. On the 15th of May, CIG decided to change the CCU system to cost $5 every time, and then the community pushed back, necessitating 2 back-to-back videos on this subject. The result of all of this is that we can no longer buy $0 CCUs if the ships aren't flight ready. We're still waiting for that promised day when CIG cleans out our buyback stockpile. Aegis Eclipse, no bullshit. The 19th of May, the super sneaky Aegis Eclipse had a fantastic concept sale with tons of secrecy and hype. Shortly after, Stealth and Star Citizen, no bullshit. The 24th of May, the Eclipse information gave me the idea to tackle stealth mechanics in Star Citizen. The video Stealth was a deep dive into the art of being invisible in Star Citizen. The 1st of June, back to basics. We hadn't much to talk about, so I took the opportunity to refresh and update the Pilot School series. When I say basics, I mean it. The perfect starting point for a new pilot, fully fleshed out, ready for any skill level. How long should travel take? On the 6th of June, I tried to figure out how big the universe would be and how long it would take for us to get around. This was a fun video when I worked out some basic math and some assumptions from the arc map. My math led me to an estimate of 8 minutes across some short jumps. This had some mixed reactions. It wasn't until CitizenCon's livestream where they confirmed at 7 minutes of travel. The math was mostly spot on, and it was a great personal boost. Pilot School updating your information on how to interact with systems, Part 2 on thrusters and flight modes, Part 3 on missiles and tracking systems, and Part 4 on targeting systems. These videos are ready in a playlist for when 3.0 goes live. CIG gave us a huge update on where we were with regards to planetary tech. I had some conversations in Discord about the systems that CIG was building, so I decided to flesh it out as an updated video. Dragonfly or Nox, which is right for you? Next, the quick comparison of the Nox and Dragonfly and the Q&A breakdown. This was the 26th of June. We got some clues that the Cuddy was going to be a solid performer and that it was probably going to go up in price. I decided to explore the viability of this ship as the only ship in your fleet. I don't care that 3.0 was delayed, and here's why. This video was very needed at the time. People were getting crazy frustrated with the delays, and this was my attempt to remind people about the crazy tech that's coming together for 3.0. I had a couple negative comments, but on the whole, most people said thank you very much for putting my thoughts into the video. This was the 11th of July. We knew that quantum times were going to be deliberate, and we also knew that we could get up and do other things during the voyage. This video explored the idea, what if you can't? The idea of sitting in a ship for 7 to 10 minutes, jump after jump, was a real problem, and this video discussed it. Cyclone, no bullshit. We got the Cyclone Q&A and the concept sale. This was a very cool buggy, which reminded us that planetary game mechanics were just around the corner. This video was a sister video to the other one. Long Distance Quantum, what to do waiting to arrive. This video explored the type of concurrent activities that you could do on a multi-crew ship while in Quantum. Why must we overhype Gamescom? I was triggered by CIG hyping Gamescom 2 months before the show. I decided to make a video about it. I normally don't project my opinion into my content. This video made me very happy, and I got a warm reception from the community. Several 600i videos. The 600i concept was released, and I was quite upset at what we got. The ship was very expensive, and for no reason, it had very limited cargo and a couple other major flaws. The Q&A didn't help very much, and this resulted in a total of 4 videos on the 600. It wasn't until Ben Lesnick was better and came back to work, where he assured the community that he would make the ship right with another Q&A. I did a breakdown of the FOIP system and then a quick summary on the progress we saw at Gamescom. Because of some additional information with the 600i, I decided to finally tackle the 11th job series on passenger transport mechanics. It was now the 7th of September. Atmosphere and Stamina in Star Citizen. These were 2 back-to-back videos explaining the fantastic future mechanics that we would be seeing in 3.0. The more you pushed and the more you were carrying would realistically offer you a reason to pick and choose your gear and the tactics when you were on foot. Subsumption, no bullshit. Subsumption was finally broken down into detail, and we got to see it work for the first time as the new air traffic control module. The comments and feedback for this video were very positive, and more people had a clearer understanding. This was the 16th of September. I upgraded my audio gear, specifically the mic and amp. The idea of taking something that was perfectly fine and upgrading it with something that was 8 times more expensive was explored in a video about diminishing returns. The video was a simple rundown and a buyer's guide to help other citizens choose the gear that they need. I started a new series of 4 videos, from informative and progressively escalated to salty. First, a guide to help citizens understand how to get LTI on any ship, and second, a video on the history of the $0 CCU. These 2 videos I used to justify the next 2. Original backers were promised LTI as the one perk to end them all. Gradually, that perk became nothing special, and yet it was still sought after. Then we got the P-72 and the cross-chassis upgrade system. Once CIG added the meltback system, that marked the official end as LTI being a rare perk. Global LTI for everyone was the video where I asked, should we just accept it and put LTI on any ship bought before commercial launch? I then took it one step further with the last video, suggesting that we kill the artificial scarcity by putting all ships on sale all the time. Virpil MT50. I was given an opportunity to test and review the Virpil MT50 Mongoose. I did a series of 3 videos, and I'm going to be reviewing their other products as they're released to the public. I did a suggestion video for full up and full down VoIP in Spectrum. Being able to speak with multiple lobbies was the goal of that video, and I hope we can get some of this added to Spectrum. Buy a ship and get a free SSD. That was a joke. The Intel partnership launched with a new ship and a very fast hard drive. I did a video on the drive and who might actually get the most out of it. The CitizenCon 2017 Marathon, a new personal record for me. 11 hours live on Twitch with my redacted brothers and sisters. We watched the entire show, giving you our comments and sharing with the excitement. The Raven Q&A and the Pioneer Q&A hit 31 September and 3 October. CIG finally ended the buck for the Vanguard. They transitioned to a new definition of module, variant, and special edition. This was the 5th of November. At CitCon, some people noticed that the Gladius was mounting size 3 weapons. That piqued my interest and I decided to do a video on it. This ship is one of my all-time favorites and I hope to see it restored as a viable fighter. I had some time back and forth to speak with John Pritchett, who is responsible for the physics in Star Citizen about atmospheric flight. That conversation became a short video and a very hot topic. That was the 10th of November. The updated ship matrix seemed like more of a hot mess the longer I looked at it. I needed some information on whether the Hornet had changed or if the matrix was wrong. With the sale coming up, I did a series of 3 videos. Best ships below 150, best ships below 300, and below 500. It was fun to look at the fleet trying to figure out those ships that shine a little bit brighter or seem like a better use of your pledge dollars. We had a very good look into cargo from a town hall and then immediately went into a concept sale for the Anvil Hawk and the totally insane Hammerhead. Both of those ships got a detailed video, but the Hammerhead to me is the real game changer. On Anvil Day, we got a real look at the size of the Carrack and how it was progressing. It's even better than I'd hoped for, and I made sure that the viewers knew why in a short video. By looking at some concept pictures for the 600i, it looked like the view might be obstructed. This led me to work on a video exploring the current fleet of ships and their cockpit design language. The last 2 videos for this year were 50 seconds and 55 seconds each. A totally appropriate end and a nice way to close out. So no bullshit is the way that I would like to watch videos, and this is why I make them the way I do. Nobody would ever say, I wish I could waste more time, so I spend time for you, crushing the subject down in an easy to follow quality video that gets to the point. I'd like to thank you for your support as this channel grows. I'd like to thank my wife for supporting my hobby, which behaves more like a second job. And now for the fun part. This channel has some incredible backers. This year, the backers allowed me to give away one hell of a fleet. 2 Nox, 1 Herald, 2 Cutlasses, 1 Hull C, 1 Eclipse, 1 Starfarer, 1 Orion, 1 Endeavour, 2 Carracks, 1 600i, and a Polaris. The support that I get from this community is incredible. Stay frosty, citizens. I'm far from done, and I can't wait to get started on year 3. This video took a chunk of time to put together, and if you thought it was cool, please do me a solid and share it with a friend who may not have been tracking this game very closely over the last year. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.